What's up everyone, Darcblade here bringing you a quick patch information video for The Last of Us. Now this video will cover patch 1.03. This patch comes with various changes and fixes. Most of the fixes are to do with the multiplayer gameplay, although there are a few technical ones there. But the biggest thing about patch 1.03 is it adds a new multiplayer mode. Anyway, I'm going to talk a bit about the changes first. Firstly, from the information we've been given so far, the revive range has been increased just a little bit. Prior to this patch, players had a tendency to accidentally go out of range of people who were trying to revive them. With this change you have a little bit more freedom of movement when it comes to being revived. Another change is that they've changed the locations of some of the supply boxes around the maps. Apparently this was done for balance reasons, as with the old locations, sometimes teams had an unfair advantage in getting their supply boxes quicker than the other team could. A great change they've added is that you can now prevent opponents from performing special executions by downing or killing that person who is doing them on your teammates. Whilst this may not save your teammate, it will prevent the enemy from gaining extra points. As for the technical changes, firstly they have fixed a bug with the camera when the match started. Occasionally the camera in the intro would bug out. This has now been fixed and should no longer happen. One of the best technical changes they've fixed is that with the matchmaking, it has now been updated so that the teams you face, the teams you're pitted against, are more balanced. This means that you're more likely to play against players who are closer to your rank. This is a great change, especially if you like to play solo. They've changed a few things with Survivor mode as well. Now with Survivor mode, if you actually win the match with 4 rounds to 0, it means you will be granted a bigger parts bonus at the end of the match. And lastly, they fixed an issue where supply boxes would give players too many items after they made a comeback. I personally haven't really experienced this, but if there was an unfair advantage there, then I'm glad it's fixed. Now that's about it for the major changes with this patch, but the biggest change with this patch comes in the form of a new multiplayer mode. This new mode is called Interrogation, where both teams must defend a safe that is filled with supplies from the opposing faction. Interrogation is a 4v4 two-part objective game mode. In order for your team to find the enemy's safe, you have to interrogate them. You do this by performing a special execution on them or a shiv kill. This will cause a new animation where you interrogate the enemy. The interrogation move does take quite a bit of time, so there's a risk of getting shot while you're interrogating your opponent. But by interrogating your opponent in this manner, you can actually find the enemy safe. It seems you have to interrogate 5 opponents before you can successfully open the enemy safe. If you or your enemy team manage to interrogate 5 players, then the second phase of the mode starts, where you have to either defend your safe or attack the enemy's safe. Now don't worry if you're defending, you can still interrogate the enemy team to eventually reveal their safe, so you can make a comeback. Be careful when trying to open the enemy's safe, as you can easily be knocked off the safe by taking damage. Around the safes will be a lock symbol with a circular meter. This will fill up as you're closer to unlocking the safe, basically giving you an indication to how close you are to winning or losing. Overall, I'm glad with this gameplay mode. It's an objective mode that The Last of Us multiplayer has been sorely missing. However, I am very disappointed that there isn't an infected mode introduced yet. I know it's still early days in The Last of Us's multiplayer lifespan, so it still might come in the future, which I hope it will. But in the meantime, at least we've finally been given an objective mode to play. Lastly, there was a small slight fix to the single player in the cinematic viewer. Basically, it's me, and by any means cinematics have now been fixed in the cutscene viewer. Anyway, that's about it for patch 1.03. As always, I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can check out all the patch notes. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you information about patch 1.03 for The Last of Us. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.